Hello, everyone, and a very warm welcome to another session of Economicspedia. Well, in this session today, we are here to discuss a very important topic, yet a very interesting and a very short topic from macroeconomics. So, in this short session of today's, we will mainly be focusing on a macroeconomics topic, and to name the topic, it is nothing but here we have it, the money multiplier. So in this session we are mainly going to discuss what is money multiplier, how it actually works, and along with that we are also going to derive the formula of this money multiplier. So let's move to understand how this money multiplier works. Well, but before starting, let me request all of you to subscribe our channel if you are new, because in our channel we mainly cover all the important aspects of economics that are helpful for your understanding of the concept, not just for understanding it but also to have a depth of the subject. You can follow our channel to enhance that aspect of your area. So what is this money multiplier is? Okay, I'm going to write this money multiplier like this, the shortest form. So this what does it imply? This implies the number by which a change in the high powered money, so high powered money, which I am going to represent it with H. Now, by which number this change in this high powered money H, it has to be multiplied to find out the total increase in the country's money supply. That is what this money multiplier actually does. All right. Now, before moving, let's just go through few of the concepts. All right. Okay. So, this money supply, I am focusing firstly on money supply. This you can write it like this. All right. Now it has two components. You see, one is currency. I'm writing it with C, and another is deposit. So money supply, we can find that it is nothing but a summation of currency and deposits. Now this is about the money supply. Okay, in the same fashion we can also find that this high powered money that I've just mentioned, which is our H, high powered money has also two components. What are these? One is currency and another one is reserve. And this reserve, it mainly belongs to the banks. Now, so we have like two main important equations. I'm going to mark it with red. This is our equation 1, and let's say this is our equation 2. So what I'm going to do here, I'm moving towards the derivation of it. All right. Now 1 and 2, I hope you have noted down. All right. If I divide this equation 1 by equation 2, I'm dividing equation 1 by 2. If I do this, then I am getting what? Getting m by h, and this is equal to c plus of d, and here again c plus of r. So this is again a very important equation. Let me mark it as equation number 3. So here, now you see this. Look at this. What do we find? Now in equation 3, simply I am going to divide the right hand side of equation 3 with d. That means each term I'm going to divide it with d. Now if I do that, so if I do it, then what I'm getting? C by d plus here 1, and also here again C by d, and here I'm getting R by d. Okay, so this is where it will lead us to get to the money multiplier. This the ratios, basically I'm writing it in the form of small caps. So here C by D, this is nothing but capital D, and this small r is nothing but R by D. Now what is this C by D and R by D implies? This is very important to understand. So now we are moving further to some of the concepts. Alright, so C by D and R by D, what does these things imply? C by D is nothing, it known as the currency deposit ratio, and this R by D is known as the reserve deposit ratio. You have to remember these things because there are many times that questions have been asked just by using these terms, like what happens if this reserve deposit ratio changes, what happens to the money multiplier. There you have to know that what is this reserve deposit ratio or currency deposit ratio is actually is. Okay, all right, okay, now we are moving. So the final equation that we have looks something like this. Till now what we have is 1 plus of small c plus r. Now let me mark this equation as equation number 4, and here I am going to do something, that is, here this is m by h, right? Let's erase this and let me mark this whole thing, this whole portion of this right hand side of equation 4 as mm. So here we have it, our money multiplier, that is m equal to money multiplier into h, and this is what we are seeking for this long. Nothing, this is what our money multiplier, this mm is representing the money multiplier, capital M is the money supply. You can also write here small s on the top of m, and that h is representing the high powered money. Now another form of writing this money multiplier is, let me mark it in different color, that is delta of m is equal to mm, of course this is the money multiplier, into change in high powered money. So these changes are also being captured by the money multiplier. Now since I have already mentioned that I am going to discuss the concept, so let's discuss the concept in the last 30 seconds. Okay, so here you find it important to remember that if say this r goes up, what is this r? I've just mentioned this is the bank's required reserve ratio. Okay, mark it, that if this bank's required reserve ratio goes up, then what happens to our money multiplier is that money multiplier would fall. Also you can find that this r is present on the denominator of the money multiplier, so it is having a negative relation with each other. Important one is the next one that I'm going to discuss, is that if the public's desired cash ratio, therefore small c, if this goes up, then what happens to money multiplier? It is very important for you to understand and remember that here again the money multiplier. Now see, let's go back to this equation number 4. Here I have already told you, and from equation 4 also we can already find that this small c is present at two places, on the numerator and also on the denominator. So how this increase in small c, that is cash desired cash ratio or cash deposit ratio, if this goes up, then what happens to money multiplier? Here you have to remember that this will also cause the money multiplier to reduce. Yes, it will also cause the money multiplier to reduce. Okay, so that is it about the money multiplier in a very short and compact form. I hope you find this video to be very helpful, and again, this is just a reminder that you can let us know below in the comment section that which are the topics that you want us to take up the next sessions on. We are getting few of the suggestions. You can also put yours so that we can combine them, and then we can have a lot of sessions to take. All right, so that is it for today. Have a great day everyone, and keep your preparations on. Stay safe and be happy. It's very important for now to be happy, otherwise you cannot focus on anything else. Okay, so that is it. Thank you everyone for staying with us, for supporting us. I'll see you in one of my next sessions very soon. Thank you.